Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. So today I'm going to be unboxing the TrimUI Smart Pro. A quick unboxing and also a very quick review. So without further ado, let's get right into it and have a look around the box. And let's see what kind of stuff we'll find on the box and what kind of information it tells us about this little device. So right off the bat, it does come in a nice sleek box. I do like the design of the box. It is a real nice product. And then on the back, it does give you some information. So it tells you that it's got stereo speakers, a couple of joysticks, and a 4.9-inch IPS LCD screen. So that's what it's telling you in the back of the box. So let's go right inside and take the device out and have a look what's inside the actual box. So you do get some instructions inside the box, what tells you some, some quick menus and stuff. I also did a review on the Ambonic SP, so go check that out. I'll leave a little title in the top right. And inside the box you get a USB Type-C charging cable, which I do advise you to use the cables that come with the devices because it's just better to do so, better for the batteries and stuff. So the device in the hands feels really comfortable, reminds me a little bit of the Game Boy Advance, and also reminds me a lot of the PlayStation Vita. So let's do a quick comparison between this, the PlayStation Vita, and also the PSP, because they are some of my favorite handhelds of all time. And you can see that there is a striking resemblance of both of these, in fact, in this actual TrimUI device. And I really do like the ergonomics. It does have these real nice lights that come with the actual device. I do like these little additional little features that these devices come with. And we'll take a little bit more in-depth look at the device. So the price comes in at £67 in the UK and $87 for the USA. So it does come with a screen protector on the actual device itself, so you don't have to put that on yourself. It did come with that already, so that's nice. And let's have a look and see what we have here. So we do have the USB Type-C charging port here. We have the power button, also the volume up and down, the triggers. The triggers have a nice clicky sound, as you can tell, on both sides. And also the D-pad is really nice. So let's go ahead and check out the rest of the device. So at the bottom here you have a headphone jack and also a memory card slot. It does come with a 128GB memory card, but it's not branded or anything like that, so I will change that out further on, in the future. But for the time being, we're just going to test whatever's on here on the actual card. So here's a quick rundown of the actual specs of the device as well, just at a glance. So this operating system, I believe, is an updated operating system compared to the previous models. I don't actually know the name of it, to be honest with you, but it is an updated version of the older operating system. So let's go ahead and have a look at the actual systems on here and some of the games. And right off the bat, I can tell you that it does feel really nice. I do like this actual design of this operating system. It's very clear, it's not clunky or anything. But before we get into anything to do with the games and stuff, let's go and change some of the settings on the device. So I'm going to go to the display because I'm thinking it's a little bit dim here, so I'm going to brighten that up. So let's bump that up to the maximum, so let's put it on level 10. And then you can also change other stuff on here, like the LED lighting and all that kind of stuff, but I won't be doing that on this video. But you can change all of these settings here if you would like to do that on your device when you get it in your hands. Now, another thing that you can actually do is you can actually check out the actual directions of the actual joysticks here. And as you can see, they are really nice. They perform really well. They hit all the angles and stuff, so there's no cardinal missing stuff here on the angles and stuff. So that's really good to see on a device like this. And come on guys, this is a £67 device, and this device has pulled that off, and more expensive devices like the Ambonic Cube couldn't manage to do that. And that is coming in the post. I'm just waiting on that as well, so there will be a review coming for that device as well, so look out for that. So let's go through the systems here. So we've got all the standard run-of-the-mill systems here, going from your Nintendo Entertainment System all the way up to, I believe, that Dreamcast, and also you can play some GameCube games, but we're not going to be doing that, and I don't even think that the GameCube system is on this actual system. But you can actually go through the emulation and also some of the arcade games on the system right off the bat. But I tend to go into the actual system itself and launch the game from there because it does do a better job. So let's play some X-Men versus Street Fighter and basically just do a test on the D-pad itself. But to be honest with you, before even playing this game, I can tell you that this D-pad is decent. It's, I've compared it to other D-pads that, other companies have made, and this feels really good and it feels really at home, and the ergonomics of the D-pad are really good. It's not mushy and it's not hard, it's not stiff, it's not clicky. It's just a nice overall D-pad. And again guys, I'm going to keep bringing this up. For the price point of this device, I am totally and utterly shocked of how good the actual production value of this device is, and how everything just feels so premium and compact for the price range. I just, I can't believe it. Even the screen itself is a real nice screen. The colors really pop. It's a real vibrant screen, and the speakers themselves are very, very loud. In fact, let's do a speaker test. Blimey, those speakers really pack a real punch. So back to the actual D-pad itself. So I can do all the Shoryukens, the Hadoukens, the Hurricane kicks. It just feels really, really good, and I do actually love the D-pad on the device. So a D-pad gets a 10 out of 10 all the way. And the ergonomics of the device also I'm really loving. It just feels really comfortable to play with, and I can play on this device, I believe, for a long period of time. I have been checking this device out for a while, and I can tell you that I did play some Chrono Trigger, and I was playing it for like 2-3 hours at a time. No fatigue, no wrist ache, no nothing, because the device is not heavy at all. It's got a decent weight to it, but it's not heavy in the sense that it's going to give you fatigue or hurt your wrists or anything like that. So for that reason, again, it gets another 10 out of 10 in my humble opinion for the ergonomics and the weight and everything. The way everything's distributed as well. The sticks at the bottom are really well designed and are at a nice angle, so you can actually use both of them for the dual stick games if you're going to play anything like that. Anyway, let's check out another system. So let's go to Dreamcast, and we're going to check out a game that me and my brother used to play a lot way back in the days, and that was Dead or Alive. This is a game that really takes me back, so there's a lot of nostalgic feelings flying about here. So I love these types of devices and reviewing them and getting them, because there's just so much fun to be had, and it really just takes me back to those times when we did used to play on the Dreamcast. And the Dreamcast is one of my all-time favourite classic consoles that I do love to, go back and play games on and reminisce and, go back to that nostalgic feeling. Anyway, so that's Dead or Alive for the Dreamcast, and it plays really well. Sometimes it does have a little bit of sound distortion here and there, but it very rarely happens. For the most part, you're going to get a nice, good experience playing Dreamcast games, especially Dead or Alive. Anyway, so I'm going to carry on playing some Dead or Alive, and then we're going to move on to the next game. And I'm thinking of playing something like, I don't know, maybe let's play some Soulcalibur or something. So yeah, we'll check out some Soulcalibur actually. So let's keep it moving and move on to the next game. So next up, we're going to play some Soulcalibur. And the first time I actually played Soulcalibur was actually at the arcade. So I didn't play it on the Dreamcast first, believe it or not. I played it at the arcade first. And when I came home and actually had it on the Dreamcast and played it on the Dreamcast, I was actually blown away, because the graphics were very, very good. And obviously I couldn't compare the two next to each other, so obviously the arcade graphics would have been better. But to me, playing it at home on the Dreamcast with my brother, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, this actually is really, really fun and looks really, really, really good, even compared to the arcade version. So yeah, a ton of fun, a really classic game, guys. And if you haven't checked out Soulcalibur, I would definitely recommend checking out Soulcalibur. Again, plays really well on this system. The next system I'm going to check on this actual device is the Nintendo 64. Now, normally when I check these devices, I don't really check out Nintendo 64. And that's not because I have anything against the Nintendo 64. It's just that it was a system that I had, but the games I actually played on the Nintendo 64 were really far, from what many other people actually play. So the games that I actually enjoyed playing on the Nintendo 64 were games like Zelda: Ocarina of Time, GoldenEye, Turok, and that's about it. And this is a racing game, and it plays really well, looks really good, plays, absolutely fine. And again, the system is doing a really good job at playing Nintendo 64 games. Anyway, another Nintendo 64 game that I really wanted to check out was F-Zero, and this plays phenomenally. This is a game that I didn't actually check out way back in the day. I wish I did, and I missed out. But again, this is why we have systems like this, so we can go back and check out some of the games that we didn't check out way back in the day, and we have the opportunity to do that now. And this is a game that has so much fun. The draw distance, the speed, the ergonomics, everything on this game is awesome. So again, this game is really well played on this system. It really, looks really good, and the speed and everything is there. So yeah, check out the N64 version of F-Zero out on this handheld. It really does play really well. Another system that I really wanted to check out was the PSP, and this is God of War on the PSP. And a lot of systems actually struggle to play this game, but this system itself chewed this game up and played it absolutely phenomenally. I didn't see no frame skipping, no frame drops, no sound stuttering, anything like that. It played it really, really well, and I was kind of amazed at the performance of this handheld. It really does make like PSP games look really, really good. And again, I will totally recommend it. If you want to play PSP games, get one of these systems and you'll be more than happy. Trust me, and you will thank me for it later. Let me know in the comment sections down below what you guys think to this system. If you've got it, or if you're thinking of getting a system, which one is it going to be? My next system is going to be the Ammonite Cube. I really can't wait for that device, but till it comes, I've really enjoyed this device. I've really had a ton of fun. So yeah, I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the footage of God of War on the PSP. Next game that I'm going to play on the PlayStation Portable is Initial D, because Initial D is one of those games that I played a lot of on the PlayStation 2 and also the PS3, and I believe the one on the PS2 and also the PS3, I can't remember, they were in Japanese, and I had to do some mad stuff to get to play those games, but I did actually play those games and enjoy them a ton. I don't believe there was a Western release for those games, and if there is a Western release with English writing or subtitles or whatever, or English language even, please let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, Initial D on the PSP is a little bit like, it feels like it's on ice and you're skating all over the place. It's a little bit too arcadey for my liking, but it is a fun game. It is enjoyable, but I did prefer the PS2 and the PS3 versions of the game. Okay, so next up we have Tenchu. I believe this is for the PlayStation 1. Again, plays phenomenally. This system really does play all the games that I chucked at it really well. So Tenchu is another throwback to a classic game. The music, the atmosphere, the controls. Okay, the controls weren't the best, but the music and the atmosphere of this game still really resonate to this day. They really do hit home. And again, plays really well on this system.
Always be aware of your surroundings. Stop and take a look around.
A little controversial game for you then, Street Fighter EX plus Alpha. A lot of people hated this game, but I'm not gonna lie, when I first got this game for the PlayStation 1, I didn't know what to think of it. I was like, what is this? The graphics just looked so peculiar to me, and I was like, who actually thought of doing this, and who actually let this game actually be? But as time went on, I actually enjoyed my time with the game, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually liked the part 2 and the part 3 to the game as well. I mean, it was just something different, and the way the moves, you execute the moves and stuff, it's just a different take on Street Fighter, and some of the other characters that were in the game were quite kind of like unique, and I'd never seen like those types of characters in the game before. So it was a fun game. It was a little bit different, a little bit quirky. I enjoyed my time with it, and it plays really well on this system as well. It's another one of those games that plays really well. I mean, the visuals and everything, I mean, it's just something different. And and I'm gonna get a lot of people saying a lot of stuff about this game in the comments, because I know a lot of people really dislike this game. But for myself, it was just different, a lot of fun, and I liked it and enjoyed my time with it. And I still, to this day, go back, and even some of the music in this game is phenomenal. I really do love some of the music of this game, and I do listen to it. So yeah, that's my take on this game. Plays absolutely fantastic on this system as well. So next system we'll be checking out is the Super Famicom, aka the Super Nintendo here in the West, and we're going to play some classic Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Again, checking out the D-pad and stuff because it's a little bit easy to play these 2D games, checking out the D-pad, and also enjoying myself and indulging myself with Street Fighter, because I always like to test out Street Fighter on these systems, because Street Fighter is one of my favorite games, and if you don't know, now you know. So yeah, again, the D-pad feels really good, ergonomics feel really good, feels really good to play Street Fighter on a device like this. Sometimes a little bit difficult to play on these smaller devices, playing fighting games, but again, on this game, there's a lot of fun to be had, and I wish I could have changed some of the keys here, but it is what it is. But again, a real enjoyable experience, really loved my time playing all these old school classic games on all these systems. And yeah, Street Fighter 2 is another legendary game. Again, plays really well on this system as well. Okay, so let's keep it moving here. Let's select another system here. So I think I'm going to go with the Sega Genesis or the Sega Mega Drive here in the United Kingdom. I do prefer the name Sega Genesis. It just sounds so cool. Sega Genesis. Anyway, I'm gonna I'm gonna pick out a game here. I don't know really what to play, because there's a ton of games that I'd like to play on the Sega Genesis. But again, I've had a lot of back-end experience before making this video, that I played a lot of games on the Sega Genesis and they did play really well. But we're gonna go with Shinobi. Shinobi is one of those games that I did play a lot of. The first time I experienced the Sega Mega Drive was going to my friend's house for the first time, and the first game that I ever saw on the Sega Mega Drive. was The Revenge of Shinobi, and I was blown away. I mean, the controller, not so much because it only had 3 buttons, and that was kind of like, I was set back, I was like, what is this? But listening to the actual music and watching the graphics move on the actual screen, it was something totally different. I remember running back home and telling my brother, I was like, oh, I play this console. I didn't even know the name. It was like a black console, and you had like a bat-shaped controller, and you had 3. And my brother was like, yeah, it's called the Sega Mega Drive. We have the Super Nintendo. It's more superior. It's better. So my brother's there telling me, you know, about the Super Nintendo and how it's more superior and stuff. And I was like, kind of like still blown away about the Sega Mega Drive. So that's when I became a little bit of a fanboy. Anyway, next game we're gonna check out is Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. Again, another game that I played at another friend's house that I'd never actually experienced, and I was totally blown away and had a ton of fun with it and loved the actual game itself, because I'd never played Champion Edition. I'd only played I'd already played Street Fighter 2 Turbo at this point in my life, and witnessing and playing Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition for the first time was absolutely amazing. So yeah, some really fun memories of the Mega Drive, guys. And again, all these games played really well on this system as well. Keeping it moving then, let's play some original Game Boy games, or game rather, and Robocop. This is a game that I used to watch my brother play a lot, and I really love this game. I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't able to play it because I was a kid at this point. I was probably about 4 or 5 years old when I used to watch my brother play this game, but I was so intrigued by it, like the graphics, the way Robocop moves, the sound and everything, and I was like, wow, this is like so cool. And being able to play it in the handheld, and look how far we've come nowadays with all the systems that we have with handheld systems like the Steam Deck and all that kind of stuff, and they play so many different systems. But this was the pinnacle way back in the day, guys. This is like where it all started. Okay, so next up we're going to check out the Game Boy Advance. Now, everybody knows the Game Boy Advance was a phenomenal little handheld and had a ton of good games. A game that I missed out on, but I did have at the time, but I never really played it because I thought, oh, how good is Tekken going to be on the Game Boy Advance? And my goodness, was I blown away by how good this game actually is. This is a hidden gem of a game, so if you haven't actually checked out Tekken on the Game Boy Advance, I would totally recommend you check out Tekken on the Game Boy Advance. It is really, really good. I mean, it also has like rotating backgrounds and stuff. I was blown away, I'm not gonna lie, with the sound effects, with the actual combinations that you can pull off. I was like, wow, you can actually do the same combos that you could in Tekken 3 on the Game Boy Advance version. I mean, this is a phenomenal game, a game that, you know, most people probably sleep on, like myself. I totally recommend you get this game. If you don't have it in your collection, get it. If you can't get it, check it out this way, emulate it, or whatever you're gonna do. But yeah, I mean, again, plays phenomenal on this handheld. Amazing stuff. I was really blown away. I really did enjoy my time playing Tekken on the Game Boy Advance. Okay, so the next game I checked out was Sonic. I mean, this game played really well, no frame skipping on, nothing like that. Played really smooth, really well, and I enjoyed my time with it. So again, the Game Boy Advance plays really well on this system. I mean, everything that I've shown you guys, honestly, I'm not just sugarcoating it or trying to, you know, get you guys hyped for no reason. This device played everything that I threw at it on, you know, every different platform that I threw at it, and it really played it really well. So for that reason, I can't really fault it, and I've got to totally recommend it. I mean, I wish I knew about this device before, and I wouldn't have bought some of the other devices that I've paid for, because at this device, for the price point and everything, you can just stop buying anything else, because this device plays everything. The screen is really good as well, so yeah, a ton of fun. Anyway, so I'm gonna here wrap it up. I mean, I would totally recommend this device to you guys for the price point, the ergonomics, and everything that I've mentioned. It plays everything that I've thrown at it. So yeah, guys, please do like, share, and subscribe. Leave some comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know if you've got this device and what you think of it. Leave some comments. Again, like, share, subscribe. Take care, guys. Peace, and I'll catch you on the next video.